Morning! Morning! Okay, this is the third incident of its type in the past 2 weeks. It looks like we have a serial murderer, people. Okay? All of the victims appear to have been bludgeoned to death. Then the hands have been removed.
Chiefy, is there any connection between the victims?
Okay, the first 2 victims were homeless vagrants, but this last victim has just been identified as millionaire philanthropist Herman Hill.
Isn't that rich hippie that goes around feeding the homeless?
Not anymore, he's not.
Hey, Chief, how do we know for sure it's the same guy?
All of the victims, cue the slide please, have been found with a nickel-sized indentation somewhere on the head. And that is a fact that has so far remained private.
That looks like it might be from a ring.
Yes, that's what the lab is thinking. Anyway, the local stations have already dubbed this guy the handyman.
Hey, so Chief, how do we know he is a handyman?
What do you mean?
I mean, if we're calling him the handyman, is it because he's a resourceful guy, or is it because
Okay,
that's what he
this
does
is
for-
the press that's calling him the handyman. This guy literally cuts people's hands off.
So he's good at what he does.
What is wrong with you? I mean,
Right.
now, oh, real quick, I want to introduce you to the newest member of our team. This is Sasha Jenkins. She just transferred in.
Hey everybody, you can just call me Jenks for short. I'm
Okay,
really
all right,
excited.
everybody has their assignments, right? Jenkins, I want you to stick with Fletcher today.
Oh, come on, Chief.
Hi.
Dismissed. Come on. Get me a perp. You've got 48 hours.
Hey, where do we start?
Well, I usually go grab bagels for everyone after the meeting.
Oh, I mean the case.
It's more of a carton, although
Oh, no, I mean the murder case.
I don't really know much about that.
Well, you were in the debriefing. You were taking notes.
Oh, yeah, but that's just a picture of me all yoked.
Oh. Well, what aspect of the case did they put you on?
Well, I don't really work much on the cases. In fact, the Chief prefers I stay out of the investigations. Most of my days spent answering the phones, message taking, bagel grabbing.
Well, Chief did say that this was top priority.
Oh, yeah, it is. But these guys totally got it.
I mean, I feel like she needs everyone on this one, though.
Oh, yeah, did I not mention the bagels? These guys get pretty hungry after a full day of detectiving.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go look for some evidence.
Yeah, that's cool, I guess.
Can we take your car?
Well, I usually take the trolley into work, but we could take yours.
I ride a bike. Can we get our hands on a squad car or anything?
They don't really let me use those anymore. It's kind of a funny story.
All right, well, you know what? Tell me on the way to the crime scene. Let's go.
So even if they replaced the entire engine block, the water damage left to the squad car left it mostly unsalvageable.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Sir, how much longer do we have?
Just a little further up ahead. Oh, there aren't too many people coming out to East Village anymore. Not since they found that second body last week anyway.
Yeah, I can imagine. Is that her business?
I really don't drive around these parts anymore. Just a bunch of homeless people out here pushing around filthy shopping carts, and the city isn't doing anything about it, and that's their job.
Listen, there's not much we can do about it.
We?
Yeah, we're detectives.
So that's why you're out here in East Village.
I guess. Why are we out here again?
I want to get a closer look at the crime scene.
Right.
You're trying to get to that alley behind the Chinese market, aren't you?
Right.
Actually, here it is coming up ahead. So how long you been working this case?
I'm not really on the case, man. I'm just mostly a pencil pusher myself.
You know, the media's calling this guy the handyman. I'll leave it to them to reduce a guy down to some cutesy nickname.
I know, it doesn't even make sense, right? I mean, if this guy's so good at cutting off people's arms, why not just call him the surgeon?
A surgeon? See, surgeon makes sense. Like a surgeon, see? He's amputating the cancerous bits of society. They think that he's killing indiscriminately, that he's not targeting very specific people.
Just between you and me, that's exactly how we're gonna catch him.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean,
We're gonna figure out and discover what his motives are, and we're gonna figure out what type of guy would do this.
I don't get it.
Right, so this guy so far, he cuts off the victim's hands and throws them in the alley, right?
I know. What about it?
So the squad's gonna figure out why he does that, and they're gonna narrow it down from there. So if a bunch of teens go get killed out at, what is it, Skinny Dip Point, then they're gonna figure that the killer's going after horny teenagers.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Did you find anything?
Not really. I didn't find anything that could be at all used as a weapon.
I mean, you didn't find anything that resembles this nickel indentation that looks like the face? Look at the eyes on the...
We should talk about this back at the office, don't you think?
Well, we've got a bunch of murdered teens up at Skinny Dip Point. I don't know how or why, but the killer seems to have changed his MO.
Chief, how do we know it's the same guy?
Because the victims have the same nickel-sized indentations as the other victims. I just can't figure out the motive. But clearly the guy is getting bolder. This morning he sent a letter to Channel 50 asking to be called the surgical killer.
Oh, I totally called that.
You totally called what?
Nothing, Chief.
All right. You're still assigned to the same areas. I want to see some results, people. Come on.
Chief, who can I go to for a squad car?
I don't think there are any spare cars at the moment.
No, it's okay, Chief. We know a guy.